So as always, I'm going to talk a little bit more than what you see on this PowerPoint, but not too much. So we're going to start with that basic question. Who is Sojourner Truth? Now, I want you to know that she was born Isabella Baumfree, okay, in 1797. Her name was not at birth Sojourner Truth, and we'll get into the reasoning behind that in just a moment. Now, as you can see on the slide, it says that she was born into slavery in New York. The interesting thing about this is a lot of you guys have that notion that, well, if you're up north, you're free of slavery. And that is true to a point because, when it comes time for the Civil War, a main factor of why the Civil War begins is because of slavery. And the North wanted the slaves to be freed and the South did not. But before this time, when she was born in 1797, there were still laws in New York that were allowing people to own slaves. Okay, so she was bought and sold 4 times in her life, which is a horrible, you can imagine, a horrible upbringing. And she faced a lot of harsh physical labor and she faced a lot of severe punishment. As you can imagine, a slave's life was not very easy, and she was subjected to a lot of cruel mistreatment. And so you're going to see how this really impacts who she is as a person. Now, as you can see, she's also an abolitionist. We're going to talk about that in the next slide. And she was very, very firm on civil rights and women's rights. Okay, she was an activist for both of these. She also was an advocate for something called temperance. Temperance is the want to get rid of alcohol as something that people can buy and use freely. All right, as you guys know today, even after the temperance movement, we do still have alcohol for sale in the United States, across the world. But there was a time when there were a lot of people that moved for temperance because of the kind of disruption that alcohol was causing in their environments. So Sojourner Truth, she was born into slavery. She was bought and sold 4 times. She faced a lot of really harsh parts of reality. She was an abolitionist, a civil rights activist, and a women's rights activist. All right, now let's go ahead and get into that abolition side.